Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Sport Kidz, the podcast, a team get-together in the element of team sports. A podcast if you have a child or children, grandchildren playing sports, or if you are the quarterback of the high school football team. You need to jump on board. Sport Kidz, the podcast, putting fun back into sports.
And we welcome you to Sport Kidz, our initial episodes that we are producing out of the WS Radio Network, and we welcome you no matter where you are. I'm Felix Taverna. Welcome to Sport Kidz, the podcast, and I am delighted to have an old friend inside the studio. That is my friend Marcus Stevens, and I have his GroundUp championship basketball team that's in the house, and they've been on fire. They've been winning a lot of out-of-city tournaments, but we're going to find out a lot about what makes them go. And Marcus, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Felix, how you doing? Thanks for having us.
Hey, it's good to see you again, my friend.
Always.
Marcus, well, you and I have been friends for a long period of time. You have an illustrious history in the city of San Diego. Your late father, George L. Stevens, deputy mayor of San Diego, doing so much good for the community of Southeast San Diego. And the tree was your father, the apple is you, and you're doing such good work. Tell us a little bit about GroundUp.
GroundUp is a youth organization established in 1994, actually. By Charles Polk and Jacqueline Polk. Their son, Sean Manning, is actually the CEO of the company. I'm working with them. We've been giving back to the community. We're striving for excellence in our youth through education, sports, giving back to the community and civic responsibility, and teaching the kids life lessons after basketball. So we stay in the lab for life after basketball.
And that is so remarkable because it's much needed. No matter where you are, you happen to be in Southeast San Diego, and so the landscape is completely different, like a Del Mar, California,
yes,
or a Ladera Ranch where you went up and you just took care of business last weekend.
Yes, we did.
And GroundUp winning, coming from behind with 5 seconds, coming from behind by 5 points with less than a minute to go. And you know, I had an opportunity to meet your team a couple weeks back at a function that you had at your dad's senior citizen facility and center, which is beautiful. What makes these kids special?
What makes these kids special is they all come from good parents, good families. Their hearts are all in the right place. They're all humble. They play together. They love each other. They're brothers, and they can flat out ball.
How long you been coaching?
I've been coaching this particular group of kids, or in general, this particular group of kids for like the last 3 years.
3 years.
From like, I guess, 2015. I was coaching over at Jackie Robinson YMCA for a little while, then Copley YMCA, and that's where we all met up at Copley and decided to go over to GroundUp.
What makes these kids different than when we were growing up?
Well, we didn't have internet.
Exactly.
We didn't have
cell phones.
We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have Facebook.
Girlfriends.
Well, yeah.
And you guys got girlfriends? Okay.
I don't know,
I'll be
but
checking with you a little bit later on.
These kids are they have a lot of things that are more accessible to them at this age. You know, they can be easily influenced by a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Good and bad.
Absolutely.
And this group that we have are being fortunately influenced by the good. And like I said, it all starts at home. And these kids are just good kids on the court and off the court.
Let's meet them. That's Alex right there. Wave to the camera, Alex.
Hi.
Eli, my man, Jamoris right here. And this is Austin, who hit the game winner.
Big shot, Austin.
And Austin's only a 10-year-older. He's playing against 11 and 12-year-olders now. Wheel up to the microphone and tell us what you thought when you released that shot that could have either won or lost the game for you. What were you thinking?
I mean, like, when they gave me the ball, like, it was either a do or die moment, so when I shot it, just let it fly.
So, did you know how much time you had on the clock when you got the ball?
No, but I knew that we only had a little bit of time left to go.
And so did you get yourself in position? Was there any favorite shot that you took, or were you comfortable? When you released the ball, did you feel like it had a shot to go in?
Yes.
Yeah? And why was that?
Because, like, I lined myself up to the basket, and when
You lined yourself up to the basket, so your coach taught you how to line yourself up, right?
Yeah.
So you followed what your coach was sharing and trying to get you to do, right?
Yeah.
And you did it, and what happened?
I just let it fly, and
It
went
worked.
in. Yeah.
Right? How did it feel when the buzzer went off and you won the championship and you were the key member to make it happen?
Felt awesome.
Yeah. Did you give credit to your team?
Yes.
Did they play good?
Yes.
You guys were down by 5 points with less than a minute. What were you thinking then?
Like, it was clutch time.
Crunch time. All right. Let's step back. Wheel back. Wheel your chair back. You take your headphones off, and I'll talk to. And we'll get Alex in here. I want to talk with Alex. So, how long have you been coaching totally now?
Totally? Let's see. Well, GroundUp began in '94. I kind of started in the very beginning. We were actually based out of Los Angeles, California first.
So you were raised here locally, correct?
Yes, I went to school here. I graduated from Lincoln
Morris
High
or
School.
Lincoln?
I went to Lincoln High School.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, there were some good football players that
Terrell
came from there,
Davis,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
All those guys.
How many Hall of Famers come out of there?
Countless. Probably at least about 4 or 5 right now, probably.
Did they influence you, Marcus Allen or Terrell Davis?
Well, yeah, Terrell Davis is in the 90s, but Marcus Allen was one of the kids or the athletes that I looked up to when I was 9 and 7, 8, because he went to the CIF and did that incredible game against Kearney Mesa High School and had all the touchdowns, and everybody wanted to be Marcus Allen. And he lived right down the hill from me. His family and my family know each other. They went to the same church.
Amazing.
He was a very big influence on a lot of kids in Southeast.
Absolutely.
San Diego and Hope.
Then his brother went to play in the Canadian Football League, Damon.
Damon, yeah. I graduated with his younger sisters, Michelle and, well, they graduated a year before, Michelle and Michael. They're twins. And so, but Damon was the next guy after Marcus, and he went up to Canada and broke all kind of records, broke Warren Moon's records, and all this is straight from Southeast, where they say there's nothing in there but badness, but it's a lot of good there.
But you guys are fighting that, and you're overcoming that by getting our kids on a platform that is filled with positive and giving back.
Yes. Yes.
And so that leads me to my next question. You know, Lincoln was always the football school, and Morris was the basketball school, and they were main rivals. And I think for the first time since I've been in San Diego, it could be the first time in the history that both Lincoln and Morris made the football playoffs, or they
this
won
past
their,
season.
They played in the state championship game.
Yeah, Lincoln won their division in CIF. Morris won their division in CIF. Also, San Diego High won their division in CIF, and that's big. That's never happened in the history, I think, of San Diego sports.
How's the community support?
Community support is for us, or
for them, and then I'll ask you how's the community support for GroundUp?
It's great. Everybody realizes that once the talent stays in the neighborhood,
right,
there's nothing that we can't do, because a lot of times the kids are getting bussed out. You think it's a better education somewhere else, or you want another coach recruits you from somewhere else, and they get them out there. They win them a championship or two, but then they don't go to college. They might not succeed afterwards. But now these kids are staying home, and they're being successful on and off the court. I mean, on and off the field, in the classroom as well, which is very important, because without this grades, you can't go to college.
Absolutely.
So you have to have
stealing that. What about gang affiliations within the neighborhood that these kids reside?
Well, I mean, they're going to have that anywhere. I'm sure they have gangs in La Jolla and Mira Mesa and everywhere else. You know, you're going to have it anywhere.
So do you think your GroundUp program gives these kids a chance to shy away from all that?
Absolutely. It gives them an avenue that they can go down and not have to worry about the peer pressure of someone when you be in a gang. You know, the gang you need to be in is with your brothers right here, and they all got the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
And they want to succeed just like you do and have fun. You know, these guys are just kids. That's why a lot of people, we fail to realize these guys are actually they're just children. So they have to be raised first.
My Big L. That's my favorite on GU.
Hey,
he's just
the anchor right here.
I
man.
mean, he's just so handsome at the dinner party that you had celebrating San Diego High, Morris, and Lincoln that I was invited to, and I just was overwhelmed with the charisma of these kids. And this is why we're doing Sport Kids, to bring it forefront and center. Step right up, my man, and tell me how's it feel to become a champion once again?
It feels good because I'm usually playing baseball. I'm not usually at practice with my team. So it was kind of hard for me, but I still went through and played the game, and I did good.
You play baseball?
Yes.
What position?
I play all of them.
Yeah? And so you play Little League team?
I'm in majors right now.
Majors. Is that like for 11 and 12-year-olders?
Yes.
Yeah, and so like are you in first place with your team? Or you have any games yet?
We have a game coming this Monday.
Yeah. So do you like both basketball and baseball?
Yes.
He's a basketball player.
But is there complications with you playing basketball and baseball? Are you getting pressure from coaches?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because I'm usually...
Speaking to this.
It's kind of hard for me because it's tiring, but I like it because I'm doing more sports than I used to do.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What tiring? What do you mean by that?
When I come home from both practices, like my legs are hurting a lot, but it feels good because it makes me feel like I'm doing a lot of work.
Yeah, and so do you get enough sleep?
Yes.
And how do you do in school? Are you straight A's?
Not really, because I need to pay attention more in class.
And so why don't you pay attention in class?
My friends like talking to me, and it's kind of hard for me to pay attention.
Yeah, so then you can change that, and you can start paying attention because you realize what the problem is.
Yeah.
So now you go into class and you force yourself to pay attention and you focus, just like when you're on the basketball court. When you're on the basketball court, you're just focusing about what you need to do.
Yes.
As far as what you've been taught and conditioned to do.
Yes.
It's the same thing in school. And that's a real small problem. That can be corrected really easy. How do you like playing for GroundUp?
It's awesome because we get to do all these different stuff, and it's fun because I get to do it with my friends and my teammates.
Now, do all of you go to the same school, or do you go to different schools?
We all go to different schools.
Okay, and so you only see each other when you practice.
Yeah.
And you practice?
Yes.
You got to practice if you're going to get good, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to be a good basketball team, you can't just show up on the day of the game. You got to have some sort of coaching and some sort of practice, right?
Yes.
All right. What are you going to do for Easter Sunday?
I don't know.
Did you bring me any candy?
No.
You didn't bring me no candy?
No.
All right, you're out of here. Eli's next up. We're going to have Eli join us on Sport Kids. This is the GroundUp 11 and 12-year-old basketball team that Marcus Stevens is the head coach, and just a good core of people that surrounds Marcus and his organization. How do you find the 11? This is actually a funny question. How do you find 11 and 12-year-old talent compared to Orange County, Los Angeles 11 and 12-year-olders?
Well, go to a lot of gyms, go to a lot of Walmarts, go to different community events. Just be visible and let people know what you're doing.
No, I mean as far as competition.
Oh.
These 11 and 12-year-olders, you told me you were playing up.
Okay.
Like Austin is 10, he's playing 11 and 12. So you're playing a lot of kids up, and that's what we had a conversation about. How is the competition level San Diego for 11 and 12? You get a chance to take these kids up to Orange County, Corona.
Yeah.
It could be Lake Elsinore. It could be Ladera Ranch. How is the 11 and 12-year-old competition from your group of San Diegans compared to these other areas of Southern California and beyond?
The level of competition is actually, I would say, out of town might be a very slightly more difficult.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that we're going out of town.
Yeah.
It's us against them. You know, the game is going to be the game no matter what age they're playing. The kids still have to be prepared. They got to be ready. They have to know what their assignments are. They got to work together. They got to be tough. They got to be smart. They got to be unselfish. So that transcends no matter who we play in San Diego or who we play out of town. But the level of competition, San Diego has some great ball players. There's a lot of kids down there that can ball, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old. There's kids in Orange County. There's kids in L.A., Riverside. Wherever we go, we find a team that's like at our level or better. Several times we had to compete and play up. Like you said, I had these guys for a few years now. we were 8 and 9 years old playing against 10, 11, and 12-year-olds
Exactly.
in some situations. So we took our lumps.
Yes.
We took our lumps. We went out there and got beat down a few times, and we licked our wounds and came back stronger the next time and won tournaments and stuck with the process. We trusted the process, and everybody's getting better daily. I always like to tell these guys, like, I don't want you guys to just grow up right now. You're little kids, but every day grow up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Grow up a little bit every day, and you'll be okay.
And they're doing that under your direction. You're putting in a lot of effort.
Yeah.
You got a coach that cares about you guys.
I love him.
And he loves you. I mean, you're a part of his life. You're an extension of his life, and he would do anything for you guys. Even if you are all so pretty. I mean, you're all pretty guys. I mean, you're pretty boys. I mean, you come on, I'm sure that, step right up, E.
We can get a
This is
modeling
Eli.
contract. We're looking for a modeling contract right now for all my guys.
How many girlfriends you have, Eli?
None.
None? Well, speak up to the microphone. How many?
0.
0. So what position do you play?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard. And so, do you practice?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you shoot it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is any other sports you play besides basketball?
No.
No, basketball is your only sport.
For now.
So, who's your favorite player?
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant. Why?
I want to be exactly like him.
You do. So, do you know the work ethic he had? He put a lot of time in the gym. He practiced every single day to shoot, to get better. He gave away a lot. When the kids were partying or going to a football game or something.
Or on
he was in the
PlayStation.
gym. He was practicing.
He didn't have a PlayStation.
Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
2 brothers.
Yeah. And what grade are you in?
5th.
5th grade. And so you've been watching the NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite team?
The Warriors.
Warriors. They play team basketball, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Warrior?
KD.
Yeah, he was pretty good the other night, huh? Yeah. You going to be like him? Was
Kobe.
Kevin Durant better than Kobe?
No.
No. Was anybody better than Kobe Bryant?
Michael Jordan, maybe.
Michael Jordan. What do you remember about Michael Jordan? Do you watch a lot of tapes on him, or
Yeah.
you watch a lot of old footage of Michael Jordan?
I
Yeah.
watched when he dunked on Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was great, wasn't he? Yep. So, how's it feel to be a part of GroundUp in the championship basketball team?
Feels good.
Feels good? So, are you going to miss these guys when you all go your separate ways? Or maybe we can get you all into the same high school together and play on the same team. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Be playing for Lincoln or Morris or whatever and playing on the same team, and you guys started at 9 years old and you're winning state championships. Wouldn't you like to win a state championship for San Diego?
Yeah.
I don't think San Diego's ever won a state championship, have they?
Oh, yeah, they have.
have?
Lincoln's won a few.
Oh, yeah.
A couple,
what,
yeah.
football?
Basketball.
Basketball.
They won
Lincoln's-
one. They won one under Coach Paul.
Oh, that's right. They did, yeah. But San Diego basketball hasn't come to complete a level of Los Angeles. There's just better talent up there, but we're getting there, aren't we?
We are. Basketball is on the rise, definitely, in San Diego. There's so many club teams and great high school programs that are up and coming as a product of those club teams that are in San Diego. So, there's going to definitely be an upswing in championships for San Diego for some years to come.
You got to have a team player. And now Jim Morris is joining us, so we'll see you later, Eli. Thanks for dropping by. We loved your piece. I can't wait. So stand up there and get back in position and stand where you guys are supposed to stand, all right? And don't mess around. Get into the picture here real quick, or I'm going to have to make you do laps. Suicides up and down the court, okay? I don't mess around. You think Marcus is a tough coach?
Yeah, we ran 2 suicides yesterday after we won the game.
That's right.
Yeah, we had to
Condition.
do
That's why you come back from 5 points down with a minute to go. You have that little bit extra oxygen to put you over the hump. Mm-hmm. Step up, Jamars. How you doing?
Good.
Good. What's going on?
I've been missing some championship games.
Yeah. So it's been fun playing with this team.
Yes.
Yeah. How long you been playing with this team?
4 years or 3 years.
4 years. So,
Okay.
have you learned anything?
Works for me.
Yes. running together and working together always.
Yeah. How's the coach? A good coach?
Yeah,
Does he yell at you guys?
sometimes.
Yeah. Do you listen to him? Yeah.
Sometimes.
But he brings you to the
Limit.
what's that?
Limit.
Hell, he brings you to the limit. Yeah. So, do you like a coach like that, or do you want somebody that's just not going to care and just send you out there and play?
I like a coach that's disciplined to their kids because
Yep.
some kids don't listen.
Yep. And you guys have a good team. Yeah. So, what position do you play?
Defense.
Yep. And who's your who's that's all right. You're the stopper. And who's your favorite NBA player?
Curry.
Who?
Curry.
Steph Curry. Good one. So, do you shoot like him, or are you the defensive player?
Kind of.
Yeah. What do you mean, kind of? Well, either you or you're not. You're GU. You're GroundUp champion. You got to go ahead and say, I'm this. Say, I'm the rim protector.
I'm the rim protector.
That's right. You protect that rim. You guard that rim. These guys will score, but you'll protect the rim, won't you? Because you're defense. So where do you go next, Marcus?
We're going to probably go Cinco de Mayo weekend. We're going to look for a tournament out of town. We might go back out to Riverside, defend our title out there. We won it 2 years ago. We didn't make it last year. We was doing something else. But this year we're going to go back, and there's some big teams out there. I saw the roster, or the schedule, the lineup. There's some pretty good teams that are going to be in this tournament. And we're going to play at 11U. So it should be a challenge, but we're ready for it.
Keep up the good work. I applaud you for what you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
applaud you guys for being here today. Sport Kids, the podcast. We're going to be heard all over the country, all over the world. And I just want to tell you guys that, you know what, just keep playing as a team and having fun. And listening to your coaches and doing the right thing away from the basketball court in schools, your parents. And we'll talk with you down the road. Marcus Stevens, GroundUp head basketball
Thank you, Felix.
coach.
Appreciate you.
Eli, Austin, Alex, and Jim Morris. Please don't take your headsets off yet. We're not done. Sport Kids, the podcast, live on the WS Radio Network.